You have to analyze the reason why you're addicted to things is because your addictions are what are impeding your progress. Those are the impediments. That's why they get you to become addicted to their system, whatever it is in there. It could be a myriad of things. Addicted to, wanting to make as much money as possible, or it could be alcohol, drugs, sex, porn. It could be, addicted to playing video games for 25, 30 hours in a row. Anything of an addictive nature unto itself by its very virtue is unhealthy. Too much of anything is not a good thing. It doesn't matter what it is. So you have to recognize the reason why they herald these things as the coveted prize is because that's what they control you with. The person that makes the most money, everybody wants to be that person. Why? Because you've been programmed to believe that money it's an established symbol of success, and it's the coveted pinnacle of the everything of this earth. Money's a beautiful energy, but it's not the only energy. Before it was money, it was salt and whatever else they bartered with. It was gold or lead or whatever it was back in the day that you'll never hear about, that never made the history books. But you got to realize that there's a lot of things going on that are always working against you because their system is always working against you. The universe will always work for you. That's why the universe says, if you have faith in me, trust the process. God says, I've got this beautiful plan for you. You just have to have the courage to take that first step without fear, but be fearless and courageous instead of going back to your comfort zone, which is basically suffocating you. So it takes practice to get to this point. But unless you eliminate your addictions, you're not going to be going anywhere. Because you ever notice, like when things start to get good and they feel like they're progressing and things are changing, you feel like actually making some forward motion and really breaking out of all that garbage, that all of those old ghosts start coming back to haunt you again. All your addictions and your obsessions and your infatuations and all your habitual self-destructive behaviors and your tendencies are all just like biting down on you, preventing you from moving forward. That's the universe testing you to see if you've changed, to see if you're compatible with what God needs you to be in the next portion of your journey. That's really what's going on. If you've mastered the challenges and the obstacles and the tests and the training, and you're ready to move on to the next leg and advance to the next phase, the next level, whatever you want to refer to it as. You got to start somewhere. You start as a novice and you work your way up to a professional, an expert. I mean, everybody has something to offer. Even a first day auto mechanic, their first day at school, has something to offer the class, whether you want to realize it or not. So that's why you should never be so closed-minded to believe that I know everything and I don't have to listen, because there's always something this life will teach you. Because when you get to that point where you think you know everything, you know nothing at all. And that's the straight truth. So to end this video, I'm just saying you have to do the inner work to remove your addictions because they're going to be impediments. But allow them to be your teacher because they can teach you. Listen, you don't want to find yourself back here again because I am the reason why you were held back in the first place. And don't be so closed-minded to think that, you don't need to learn anything else in life because you've got it all figured out. Nobody does, and nobody ever will, because we are always learning lessons. The lessons never end, and we are always a work in progress. And I am no exception to that fact. Every video I've ever done, and every video that I will ever do, I'm not exempt from the topic or the subject of that particular video because I've lived through it. That's why I'm expressing my experiences or sharing my sacred messages that I'm receiving from the divine through me to you, or what I know to be a fact about things like that and such and so forth, And that's just the God's honest truth. So that's why I gear my channel towards motivating, inspiring, helping people, guiding them, healing, teaching, and being a student at the same time, and learning, from the classroom of life. Like I've always said, the earth is the school. Each day is another lesson. Life is the teacher in each experience. That's the gift. Think of it like that. Earth is the school. Life is the teacher. Each day is another lesson, and each experience is the class. It's just as simple. You just have to see it for that and just let it and allow it and permit it to give you what it's attempting to offer to give you, which is enlightenment, awareness, awakening, ascension, consciousness. There's another thing I really don't speak too much about in my videos because it'll get too repetitive after a while if I keep saying consciousness, consciousness. But when you break the third dimensional barrier, that is when the mind is born as a soul. And that is the inception of a new soul's journey into consciousness. And what I know consciousness to be for me is disembodied vision, pure amorphous consciousness, the everything of everything. You are now out of the body and you return to solution, to source, to oneness, instead of separatism and isolation and duality and polarization and dichotomies. That's what you will experience here. But once you leave this, you return to your natural state. But in the interim, you can do that at any time by simply reconnecting to your higher self. You just have to allow the mind that there is a connection readily available that it can establish and maintain at any given point in its journey. It's up to you to do that. Not being distracted by the illusionary, show going on. So, hey, look over here. I'm like, huh, what? And then your attention can only go in one spot. And remember, wherever your attention goes, that's where your energy flows. Always stay grounded in your soul and connected to your higher self. And this will allow you to never venture away from your true nature. But at the same time, you can enjoy this place and make it your playground by not taking it seriously and not allowing yourself to get lost in the moment where you lose yourself. Become thoroughly immersed in the experiences, allowing them to teach you, but don't get so lost in the illusion that you wind up drifting away from your higher self and disconnecting, because it happens all the time.